Hi, welcome to another session of Wing Chun Kun. In this episode, I am going to let you know in my opinion, the best defense against a knife attack. What happens when somebody shows you a knife, and I have the best knife defense technique ever. What is this technique? It works every time. The technique is when somebody threatens you with a knife, the best technique to a knife attack, when somebody shows you a knife, is to run away. Yeah, it is no shame in running away because you know what, the other guy has a knife and you don't. Yeah, people are gonna say, well, what's gonna happen if you know, they say, well, you know, if you do nothing and somebody attacks you with a knife, you're gonna get stabbed. You better, well, at least try to fight against a knife with your bare hands. So that is the thing is, yes, if you got no legs, then yes, obviously, yeah, you have to fight against somebody with a knife. But assuming that you got legs, it will work every time when somebody knife wielding guy is to not confront them, and obviously when you see a knife, run. Your best defense. What happens now with the advent of the internet and people are teaching knife techniques, and you go to take one class or whatever, and the problem is even if you're best in the class, it's never going to help you in a real situation. You can't assume that the other guy is an idiot with a knife. What if he's just as well trained with a knife and you are well trained without a knife? They are still a knife ahead of you. Chances are, if somebody shows you a knife, means they don't want to cut you. It means that they want something else. So either you run away, or second best is just to give them your wallet, and that will solve the situation. The attack of getting stabbed is really not worth whatever's in your wallet. And then the third scenario they say is, what if you can't run away? Well, really, in the real world, I really can't think of a situation where you cannot run away. What if they have your family hostage and they have a knife? Well, if they have your family hostage and, like I said, they have a knife against you, then they really want something else. They don't want to cut you. But if you confront somebody and if you take in a course or two, really that is a false confidence that you have, thinking that you can disarm somebody with a knife. And most likely experts will say that that is unlikely. Even if you're the best in the class, this is just not worth the risk. And people say, what if you're in a locked room? Well, if you're in a locked room, you can still use a table, a lamp, a chair. The best way is to put an object between you and the person with the knife trying to attack you, assuming you cannot run away. But unless you're in a padded room, or you're in a room that happens to be a new construction room where there's absolutely nothing in the room, but most rooms would have furniture. So you would use a table, a chair, a lamp, a magazine, your jacket, anything to hold in your hand, anything to put between you and the attacker. So I think if you teach a course like that, you should really first of all have a big disclaimer saying that this is only for fun. This is not to be used, because if you confront somebody with a knife and you don't have anything in your hand, you're at a disadvantage, no matter how many classes you take. And second, that this is, basically it should be taught for law enforcement officers. security guards, policemen, army, whatever. Otherwise, then you should start, teach a lot more courses on defending against somebody with a knife with a chair, defending somebody with a knife with a jacket, defending somebody with a knife with a plate, uh, anything, a shoe. I presume you're not on the beach, so you would have at least a shoe that you can take off, and that would be an excellent, excellent defensive material that you can use. If you're on the beach, you have no shoe. Use sand. Throw sand in his eyes. Anything that you can grab to defend yourself against somebody with a knife is better than defending against somebody with a knife with your bare hands and just techniques you learn in a classroom. And most of all, give them your wallet and run away. That is the best technique advocating defending yourself against someone with a knife. Aside from that, personally, I don't learn any techniques against a knife because, in today's world, if I get mugged, here's my wallet, go nuts on it. I got $20 in there. It's not worth my time. And that's my 2 cents of the day. And thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Thanks. Bye.